But we got a graveyard.
He went down there and sell 13 in that dark dungeon down there in 88 with El Chapo.
Well, they would have forgot about you.
Yeah, they would have forgot. Man.
We keep doing something very epic. You already know what it is. We ain't letting up. The combo you probably thought you'd never see. OG Giggity, Mr. Answer Right Back, Terrance Gangsta with Terrance Civilian Wings.
Big fat.
Still trying to figure out how to use that phone, I see. Yeah, he was over there in it. Damn. And then we got Mr. Fleece Johnson, a.k.a. I likes you and I want you.
Yeah, I did.
Damn. I sees you. The hard way, the easy way, the middle way. I don't know. There might be a middle way. But anyway, with that being said, welcome. First and foremost, let's do it like this. Gangsta, introduce yourself and let them know how many years you did.
Well, you just introduced me, didn't I?
But I need to know the years, but go ahead.
I'm saying you took my whole little...
I'm sorry. Reroute. Go. Shoot.
Give me a knife. I need a
Oh, yeah, he said he need to sit with a knife.
I want to do an interview with a shank.
Yeah, normally, somebody find a blade, please. Somebody find a blade.
Why this Terrance Gangsta with AK OG Geek, AK Mr. Answer Right Back, AK the People Champ, Terrance Civilian Williams, AK I don't care. I did 23 years and 10 months in federal prison. I got out January the 3rd, 2022. Got on the internet. My first interview was with Vlad. My second one was with Real Life Street Stars. Every platform you can think of, I've been on and done millions. I got over 50 million views on my YouTube channel. I made $500,000 since I've been home on YouTube. Not even must count the interviews I've done.
Oh yeah, no man. Okay, that's a blessing.
And I got the receipts for you. I'm faking.
All right, you got that too.
Receipts these days.
You said 23 years? 23
years, 10 months.
23 years, 10 months. Welcome back to the show.
Welcome.
Fleece, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them how many years you did.
Get it out.
Fleece Johnson, a.k.a. Booty Man, 12-inch cock, all this shit. Fucking into the penitentiary.
You say it so proudly, man.
Man, I tell you, man, I work hard for this shit, man. Get out, and I got my own well-paid hustle spirit, man. Like Terrance, I got millions of fans, loyal, man. Hang my nuts. I'm still, him. Sometimes I still jack off all this shit, man.
Damn. Okay.
I like booty.
Damn. Cliff. All right. Well, all right, let's do it. First of all, both y'all got out for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Fleece, they try to kick you out of prison.
Man, they threw me out of prison. I mean, I turned all the shit up. Fighting every day, controlling shit. Costing the state too much money, man. They ain't had no way to deal with me, so they came up with a little plan. We're gonna put him on the internet, and we're gonna say he's a predator. But I ain't never had a complaint filed against me in my life. No complaint, no charges, no conviction, none of that shit. Motherfucker never said I took shit. But you know what? Give me some money, motherfucker. I eat your ass, right? If you want to say I eat your ass, eat whatever. Nigga pay me, yes, it is. So, I'm out here surviving. I got married, man. I work on houses. I can gut a house. I can do floor, windows, drywall, brick. I can paint. I can build a house. Yeah. I got skills like that, but I still fuck ass.
So Terrance, for the sake of this interview, whenever he speaks on booty or ass, we're gonna it's a woman. We just gonna
no. We're
gonna imagine it's a woman. Gee.
Let me just say this: for those who've been to the federal prison, know what I'm about to say. Had he tore up something a low or medium, he'd have been in 88. He'd have never made it out of prison. See how they kicked him out of prison?
Yeah.
They'd have put him underground.
Man, they say they in my prison. Let me describe my prison as he talk about that little bullshit federal prison. They put me in a goddamn dungeon, bro. Yeah. You know what that is? No lights down there, no nothing. Just mud, slant. Flipped me and I started sinking. I made it to the bank, man. I stayed out there 2 weeks in that shit with my legs wrapped around a pipe, drinking water with no food. I did that shit. I've been stripped down most of the time I've been in prison. Death row cells and all this shit. Yeah, the rats, asking did this happen in federal prison, our rats came up through the hole in the toilet that you shit on.
Oh, wow.
Goddamn river rats, you get off the toilet, I sat there and might feel one of them lick your asshole, right? Which coming up through the day. I mean, it's crazy shit up there.
No.
Hold on, Gangsta. Yeah,
So
did
this
River?
is what this is the prison I was in. Red come up licking your ass, all this shit, man.
Gangsta, do you have river rats coming up the toilet licking ass?
Well, fortunately, you know, we're in federal, so they take care of us. They take care of prison.
Yeah.
Everything brand new.
Everything and that thing is just spank renew your shoes, all that shit.
Yeah.
Man, we in filth, man.
Yeah.
We have got
Listen, let me just say this here.
crawling up the wall.
I'm not about to
and
go
all that shit.
all with him about no. I'm on the streets, not free. I don't have to worry about lockdown. I don't have to worry about feed up.
Oh yeah.
There's so many women out here.
Yeah.
I get to travel how I want to travel. So, but you know, like I say, he would never made out the federal.
Man, I made out. They told me but we got a graveyard.
He'd been down there in cell 13 in that dark dungeon down there in 88 with El Chapo.
Well, they would have forgot about you.
Yeah, they would forgot.
Man, they tried it in that prison. I mean, we got across the street from our prison. We call it Chicken Hill Graveyard, where they done killed inmates and put them out, and they ain't got no name.
Chicken
And
Hill.
motherfuckers killing motherfuckers when I first came out.
411 giant Bam Bam.
So
Bam Bam.
I
He's
been
at goal.
through all
He
that
did 40.
shit.
He did 40 days in restraint.
And everybody told me and her, man, these guards gonna kill you, man. I threw buckets of shit in their face, man. Fuck you, pig.
Oh wait, yeah. So Gangsta, and I want Fleece to tell the story
Them down in there.
because Fleece has told me previously that you know he had to start throwing shit because they put him down there and they had him
Man, them
had him tied
motherfuckers,
in.
yeah.
and they had flies was buzzing around his ass.
Man, they
So he got upset about it.
Because I asked to get put in a good cell, they gonna cop attitude, 4-point me butt naked, handcuff my hands and my ankle to a steel bed, and walk away. And I went to sleep, woke up, it was about like 1,000 flies buzzing in my ass, like I had a vibrator in my ass. Like, nah, I took that.
I had a vibrator in my ass.
I said, you know, I ain't gonna flip out, I ain't going crazy, but you know what, I'm gonna get these hoes back, right? So I started throwing buckets of shit on them guards, right? And it worked. Now they scared of me. Now I can threaten a motherfucker with shit, and he bring me cigarettes, whiskey, all this shit, get my dick sucked, all this shit, man.
Was that?
You know, so, you know, I took control, I fought them white motherfuckers, and for 40 years, and when it came for me going home, I went up for parole, cussed them out, told them to suck my dick, all that. They gave me parole, sent me home the next day. We can't deal with this son of a bitch.
Hold on. Was they doing that? They was throwing shit in the federal?
Yeah, but
They weren't throwing it like me, man.
They weren't throwing it like me.
Look.
You was Olympic shit though.
You gonna ask me the question?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Please, one at a time, please.
So what they do in the shoe is when they come and pop the little door, the little on the door, they'll jack the slot, and then you know they'll throw it on. But you know, the federal system back when I was coming through and when he was in prison, it housed more quality guys. So now you got guys that might throw defecation on officers, but back then, you know, you had the big boys coming through, big money boys.
Oh, you know, Fleece went in at 74.
I know
that's a different world.
He was born, he was in.
Man, and plus, let me tell you what all inmates got in common. All that federal, state, all that bullshit. They all got one thing in common. They all had a plan, their plan didn't work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what they had in plan. We got a plan, it'll work, let's get this money and do this. And your plan didn't work, right?
Well,
you know, so all that y'all super intelligent in there, and we
I got
dumb
two
in the
best
state.
friends that's
Fuck that,
older.
man. Y'all
They've
wasn't
been
shit.
locked up for 34 years for murder didn't commit. So
you're really innocent.
Yes. The
Some
dude
people
who did the
is
murder-
innocent.
The guy who did the murder was up there with them. He had a life sentence, but he home now.
And mind you, Fleece, you come from the 70s, so you know there was some racial tension
Man, I
back
got motherfuckers, man, that whole prison was racist. And when I sat down at the table, we got motherfucker, he killed 9 people. He killed his wife over a duck. He did this. So when I bring my trial, I said, horror attack. I said, we got Pinhead, Jason, Friday 13. I said, what's your name? And as I talked to him, they was killers, bro.
then. He had some Freddy Kruegers in there.
Yeah, some of them made good ass, though, but
I
I don't care nothing about who you kill, man.
They say I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
No,
Ain't no
Revenge is like the
Yeah.
sweetest dude.
yeah, I'm out. You
Go
know, motherfuckers
Okay.
talk about one dude, he come off the street, they said, man, he shot the hood up, man. Nigga had bitches out there, nigga had girls everywhere and all that. I learned who he shot 3 people, man, killed 2. Coming got in my poker game, lost all that money. I said, when you gonna pay my money, man? Hey, man, what? I ended up that motherfucker sitting on his cock, man.
Damn.
And I love them little gangster motherfuckers. Their ass is so good, man. Them little bad-ass kids, man. Mama didn't tell them to stay out of trouble. I run around fighting and shoot, pow, pow, pow.